Hey, what's going on? It's June the 6th, 2025. This is the weekly edition of Shane's Views, where I touch on weekly world news and I do some sports news, some sports talk also. So let's get right to it. And I'll tell you what, I think I jinxed myself a few weeks ago because I was saying, well, really, the last few months, it just seemed like that there wasn't that much to touch on each week. I feel like everything was going so smooth. And to a point, everything is still going really smooth, but there's just like way more shit to talk about the last few weeks. And of course, there's big news this week, but we're going to save that kind of for the end. But let's get to what's been going on since I've done the last episode. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell has been accused of protecting illegal aliens in Nashville. That's a no-no. There are investigations going on. I know Marsha Blackburn has something to do with that. If Freddie O'Connell is doing that, then that's not part of the deal. So you can't do that. That would be illegal. We'll see where that goes. Last Friday, President Trump had a rally for the steelworkers in Pennsylvania. It was a nice rally. Basically, the steelworkers were always behind him and endorsed him. So he was basically having a celebration there for winning the election. And, they had some steelworkers come up on the stage and, offer him praise. And he did it back to the steelworkers, and it was a very nice event. And I think last weekend he spent the weekend in the swamp in D.C. He was golfing there, so he hasn't been back to Palm Beach in a few weeks. But like this time of the year when it gets this hot, usually he goes to Bedminster a lot more, and I guess maybe he'll be spending more time in D.C. and eventually he'll trickle back down here to South Florida in the next couple months. I'm sure he'll come every now and then the next few months, but mainly he's up north for now. And then by probably around September, October-ish, he'll start making his way down here more every week when it gets a little bit cooler. Because it is super hot right now. I'm going to talk about Elon later, but to go right now, I'm going to just say Doge. Even with Elon's departure from Doge, most of Doge will be staying on. I believe a couple of members might have left, at least one left, but the majority of them will be staying on. So Blue Balls, I'm pretty sure, not Blue Balls, Big Balls is definitely gonna stay on. It doesn't have blue balls, he's got big balls, so he'll be staying on, I'm pretty sure. So that's a good thing. These kids are smart, they know what they're doing. Weeding out the trash, getting out the corruption. So we'll see what happens with that. Then also in Colorado, unfortunately, we had a terrorist incident with Muhammad Solomon. He went and he basically he had fire bombs, or he was trying to he did light a few people on fire. I believe there was 8 injured, luckily none deceased, but just a stupid terrorist act. Another guy preaching Hamas and is against the Jews and says they should all be killed, blah, blah, blah. The same old story. These people are fucked in the head. His family, I believe they were working on deporting, but I don't think that's fully been executed yet. So we'll see what happens with that. But a bad incident. You got to watch yourself anywhere in the world now. I mean, just got to keep your eyes open because people do some crazy shit. Very unfortunate incident. He was taken in custody. So, hopefully he pays the price for the dumb shit that he did. On to the next. The new Trump portrait was released in the White House. He's got kind of a serious look going on, but not too angry, just a serious look. Very nice portrait for the president. So that's a good thing. Updating the pictures. It's a very nice picture of President Trump. The Trump DOJ is investigating Sleepy Joe Biden, of course, for the auto pen incidents. There's probably a ton of executive orders that have been signed by an auto pen. There's, you know, there's all kinds of phony Joe Biden signatures out there. We'll see where this goes. You know, if he didn't sign it with his hand, then it's not authentic. It's not authentic. So again, by the books, I don't know 100% if you're allowed 100%. If an auto pen comes into effect where it could take away some of these things, these pardons, some of these executive orders he had signed in the past, we'll see where it goes. There's also a whistleblower that came out from when the imposter Biden administration was in the White House that said Biden was so fucked up that this dude was getting lost in closets in the White House. He just didn't know where the fuck he was going. We know Joe Biden's a mess. We know he's got cancer now. He's probably had cancer for years. We know this guy's got, I'm sure, dementia, and he's got other things besides being a corrupt motherfucker, a money launderer, his whole political career. Just a bad guy, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see where this goes. On to the next. ICE, they had actually came in and raided Jerry Nadler's office. And basically they were told that protesters might be hiding inside of his office, which I don't think they found any, but you know, I think Nadler was present at the time, and he was saying, well, yeah, you have the right to do this, but there was no protesters there, no illegals that were being hidden there. It's but something that I guess ICE got a tip on. They had to go investigate. I don't believe they found anybody there at that time. But you know, Jerry Nadler is a scumbag. Just another member of the swamp, a bad guy. And I guarantee you at the end of the day, they're going to have a lot of bad things on him as well. A lot of bad shit that he did. On to the next subject. Karol Nawrocki, the new Poland president. So he's MAGA all the way. He had his speech in Poland, and the whole crowd was chanting for Trump. So that's a great thing. A lot of smart people in Poland. They got a great president that was elected. So he's part of the MAGA team, and that's always a good, smart thing to be a part of. We had Lindsey Graham, going to the Ukraine. And he was there with Richard Blumenthal, and these guys are over there still holding hands with Zelensky and this and that, and you know, we got Ukraine's back, and we're against Russia and this and that. Meanwhile, supposedly Lindsey Graham stayed at a $411,000 hotel. Yeah, I don't think so. So the most expensive hotels, you're spending in the thousands, the minimal thousands, $1,000, $2,000. Maybe $5,000, $411,000. Where is that money? Where's that money that he said that he spent on a hotel room going? It's obviously going to his pocket. And you have whistleblowers coming out, former CIA agents coming out on Lindsey Graham. Of course, we all know Lindsey Graham has been labeled a swamp rat. Lindsey Graham claims to be Republican, but he is also fully a rhino because he supports both sides. He's a globalist. He's another one of these corrupt politicians. Like I said, they come from both sides. It's not just a Democrat thing. This is a Republican. Or whatever, you want to classify him as, rhino. But this is a guy that will be investigated and will hopefully get jail time, because he's definitely, pocketing money. He's definitely getting kickbacks from Ukraine, from Zelensky. He's been waving the flag forever. I never liked Lindsey Graham. Maybe at the very start, But then I realized this guy's fishy. And then the more you read, the more you hear about things, you realize he's not a good person. And Trump himself says, I like Lindsey personally, but he is a rhino. Like Trump himself says that he classifies Lindsey as a rhino, Republican in name only. So we'll see what comes out of that. And Blumenthal's over there with him. Guaranteed they're both, along with so many other politicians, a part of this scheme with Ukraine, sending money, getting kickbacks, getting richer illegally. Needs to be investigated. People need to be held accountable. I say this every episode that I do. So then also, Trump spoke to Putin this week. I think the conversation went like over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Of course, they're talking about the Ukraine, ending the war. Of course, Ukraine, they went out, they bombed Russian planes. Putin said, I'm going to retaliate. He told Trump this. I'm going to retaliate for what they did in bombing my planes. So, you keep coming back, you're going to get it back. You go back forth, you're going to, so you're going to get a receipt. And he told that to Trump. And then, he said he'll try to, I think get involved, keep talking this out, try to hash this out. But again, there's so much stuff involved in this war with Ukraine. People don't understand. It's not just about, Putin wanted to take over Ukraine. It's more than that. Again, I keep saying this every episode. Ukrainian government is poison. It's a Nazi regime. They have a puppet leader. They don't want to have elections there. They want to keep Zelensky in power because he's their puppet. He goes and let's just stay in war. Let's not end war, because if we end war, then the money train stops. So that's the thing. Like the Ukraine, Zelensky, they like making money. They like getting money from other countries. Oh yeah, we're in war. We need help. We need new weapons. We need new, equipment, new, this and that, and we need more money sent, and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of corruption, man. So, I've been saying this forever. I've been saying this for years, but, eventually this will come out in light to everybody in the world. So, and a lot of people already know what's going on, but, it will come out to light to everyone that thinks that this is a conspiracy theory or whatever they may think, which it's definitely not, sadly. Also, the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz was at the White House yesterday. So that him and President Trump were talking trade deals. They had a good meeting. Like really everyone that comes into the White House, maybe except for Zelensky, because he's a scumbag. So we'll see what comes about with that. So then we've got also Trump and President Xi, the president of China. They also had a long conversation. I believe it was yesterday, and they were talking trade deals. Also, because United States and China have been going back and forth saying each country isn't living up to what they said they were going to do as part of a new trade deal. But Trump said there was a good talk with Xi. He says he's always liked Xi, always respected Xi. So something's going to get officially done here soon, where we have a trade agreement with China. Okay, so that's a good thing. Also, let's talk about Adam Shifty Schiff, another scumbag. So there's a plot that came out that John Ratcliffe had came out into the media and said the other day with Adam Schiff and Eric Sermalia, I think I pronounced his name right, a plot to impeach President Trump. Wow, go figure. I mean, Shifty Schiff has been going after Donald Jr., Eric Trump. I think he's been going after the whole, at least the sons. He's been going after President Trump with smears forever. He's a bad guy. So Shifty Schiff needs to be held accountable. Eventually, this is another horrible guy that bad things will come out about, and he needs to be held accountable for all the crimes that he's committed. He's a piece of shit. So another money launderer, another scumbag, another guy breaking the law. Of course, he doesn't like President Trump because President Trump is about America first, and he's not about making illegal money while you're working for the government. So that's why all these corrupt politicians hate him. So that's Go figure. Go figure. And then Trump is the one that gets smeared in our legacy media in the United States and legacy media around the world, sadly. So then we've got Karine Jean-Pierre basically declared that she left the Democrat Party. And of course, she was working for the Biden administration. She was giving us all the bullshit news every day, saying, oh yeah, Joe's in great condition and he's smart and this and that and whatever. But she also knows deep down that he wasn't in good shape and good condition. And she was up there pumping lies because now she has a book coming out. So she wants to tell all, that's what they do. They get book deals and they make money and then they start telling all. And she said she doesn't like the way that Biden was treated. She doesn't like the way he was mishandled. So she's leaving the Democrat Party. She didn't say she's aligning with the Republicans, but she's not staying with the Democrats. So go figure. And I can never stand Karine Jean-Pierre. Just another fucking phony along with all the other phonies. But it's good that she's not, sticking with that party or claiming that party, because unfortunately that party is super corrupt right now and they need to be cleaned up from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, and every way around. So there's a lot of corruption in that party, sadly. So it needs to be cleaned out with and better people installed. Then we had 12 countries Trump put a block on from entering the United States. Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. That's a lot. That's 12. Okay. Then there was, I believe, 7 put on partial restrictions. Let's see, Venezuela, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Syria, Leone, Turkmenistan. I don't know, man. Some countries I didn't even know were out there, to be honest with you. But lot of countries blocked, a lot of restriction. Other countries are have certain restrictions. Again, we got to make sure who's coming into this country. We got to make sure the purpose that you're coming into this country. If you're coming here, for business, if you're coming here for the right things, enjoyment, vacations. But if you're coming here, do crazy shit, terrorist acts, I don't blame President Trump at all. There's President Trump is doing everything safest for this country, for America first. You have to respect that. That's exactly what he's doing. Then we're gonna go on to the biggest news. This all started yesterday. Donald Trump and Elon Musk going at it, blow for blow. A lot of shit online, Twitter. Elon, I say Twitter, X, sorry, Elon. Elon going with a lot of stuff on X, Trump releasing a lot of stuff, Truth Social, going back and forth. Elon said, the only reason you're the president is because of me, basically the money that he invested. And then, Trump, he said Elon is mad at him because, he's trying to, or taking away his EV mandate that's going to hurt his sales, his Tesla sales. Just so much back and forth stuff, a lot of unnecessary stuff. These guys, to me, are deep down, we're getting along great. Maybe a lot of people think that this is just, bullshit, that they're both like decided, let's just fuck with people and let's just make it like we're at each other right now. Get the Democrats all riled up like they got something going, and then we'll just come back and, tell everybody it was a joke. I'm not sure. Elon, of course, comes out and says Trump is on the Epstein list. This is why the Epstein list has not been released. Look, Trump is not on the Epstein list, okay? If Trump was on the Epstein list, well, let me take this back. Now, the Epstein files. What exactly are the Epstein files? Is this just people that have had connections with Epstein, or strictly flight log, like people going to Epstein Island? I think it could be a combination of both. Therefore, the Epstein files, yeah, Trump's name probably would be in the Epstein files if it actually had people that have associated with Epstein, because Trump and Epstein were good friends at one time. This is not a surprise. This is common knowledge. Like, they've actually flown on a plane together, just not to Epstein Island. So Trump has never been flight logged of going to Epstein Island. Trump, again, had a relationship with Epstein when he realized that Epstein was bringing in underage, girls, boys, whatever he was bringing into that island, sexual acts going on, stuff like that. Trump banned him from all of his properties. He once he found out exactly what he was doing, when you're fucking with minors, it's a very bad thing. When you're a pedophile, it's bottom of the barrel. So then you had David Schoen come out, who was Epstein's lawyer, and said, there was nothing on Trump. Like, I talked to Epstein and there was nothing bad on Trump at all. So you could do, all the investigation, the files will eventually come out. President Trump's got nothing to do with that. Roger Stone came out and talked about it today. There would be nothing about that. So why Elon said that out of anything, I don't know. I think it just gets to the point where you're going back and forth. Elon's obviously also upset with the big, beautiful bill. He feels like it's hurting the middle class more than anything, I believe. But, it's just, there's just a lot of things. And I mean, you don't have to agree on every single bill that's being put into place, or, and I mean, look, Elon did put a lot of money into this election, obviously, and I think he feels like maybe he should be somewhere higher on the totem pole, and maybe he really is. And we're just being duped right now, like that they're having like this big conflict, and that they're just fucking with people. That could be possible. Don't rule that out, that this isn't just being done for certain things. Like, Elon's cars have been getting fucking blown up, and, people fucking destroying his cars, going to his dealerships and fucking shit up and graffitiing the place and loitering. I mean, maybe just to help his sale, but it's not like he's coming out and saying, well, now all of a sudden I have the Democrats back again. He's basically saying we should start a third party, because that doesn't apply to what the Republicans or the Democrats are, pledging for, something more in the middle, the middle class. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. There was a lot of things said. That was mainly the nastier things said. Trump really didn't say anything too nasty. He just mentioned the EV mandate, and that things that would help hurt sales of Teslas. So he didn't really. He did say Elon has gone kind of like batshit crazy. I mean, so supposedly today there was supposed to be rumored that they were going to try to hash shit out, talk things out. Trump said he heard Elon wants to talk, but he doesn't want to talk right now. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Elon, maybe he just had a crazy episode and he's upset about a lot of things, or a few things. I don't, who knows, but we'll see where this goes. Unfortunately, like I said, I think they are deep down had a very good relationship going, or they still do. If this is real, and this is a real beef, hopefully it could be resolved, because I think deep down, again, I'll say it for the 10th time, I think they really do like each other. Obviously, Elon didn't just throw all of his money into the bucket for President Trump for shits and giggles. He really loved President Trump. He believed in President Trump's America First agenda, which President Trump is sticking by. Maybe the bill is not 100% perfect. They say there's too much pork in the bill. Well, maybe they'll just cut out some of the pork, and then everybody will be happy. And then like Laura Loomer said, Elon will be right there next to Trump when he's signing off on the big beautiful bill, and he'll be there with a big smile on his face. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they resolve it and everything goes good, because Elon's done a lot of good things. X, buying X, bringing back free speech when they were trying to block shit. There's certain things you can't do. Of course, they don't accept racism, and that's okay. Like, if you're going on there and slurring, using racist slurs and shit, but pretty much anything else you could say on X, and you don't have to worry about getting suspended or blocked, if you cuss somebody out. And so Elon is, and investing the money in backing the right people, the way it is now, because unfortunately, again, you just have so many corrupted people in the Democratic Party. So again, hopefully they hash things out and everything goes well, and we'll see where it goes. America first, President Trump, the greatest president in world history. Elon Musk, a great man also. Okay, no matter what's going on, no matter what's being said with both guys right now, again, hopefully they work things out. Also, I think that's all we're going to do with politics and world news for this week. We'll go to sports. Okay, so we started the NBA Finals last night. OKC lost the first game to Indiana. I kind of thought OKC would sweep. I said maybe the Pacers get one game, so I'm going to stick with that. Maybe the series might go longer than I thought. We'll see. But I still have OKC winning the series for sure. We had the Stanley Cup Final start a couple of days ago. Game 2 is tonight. Game 1, Edmonton Oilers beat the Florida Panthers in overtime, so they're up 1-0. They will play tonight again in Edmonton. I have Edmonton I think Edmonton's going to win the series, but we'll see what happens. Football, again, nothing in particular, except my Raiders are, just like many other teams, they're having voluntary training, and really the whole team is pretty much there. I think there's a couple players that are not working out, Christian Wilkins, Adam Butler, but pretty much everybody is healthy right now, and they've been on the field for all the drills and practices. So keep working, boys. We need to do better this year for sure. We need to contend this year. I think we got a good team, but need to stay healthy always. The Yankees also tonight open up a series with the piece of shit Boston Red Sox. We got to take care of business. We are 5.5 game. Have a 5.5 game lead in the American League East. So got to build on that. Got to keep going. We're almost under 100 games. I think after tonight and tomorrow's game, it will be 99 games left. So it's still a lot of games, but it goes fast, and then you're at 81 in a few weeks, and that'll be the halfway point because there's 162 games. So got to keep winning. And stay as healthy as possible. That's for sure. Big G will be coming back soon. Giancarlo Stanton, Luis Gil, hopefully soon, within a month maybe, 2 months max, but hopefully within a month. Add him to the starting rotation. Things will look good. We'll, just gotta keep rolling. Overall, Yankees are playing pretty well. I wasn't happy with what they did in LA. Really, we're in position to win 2 of 3. Only won 1. Came back. They beat Cleveland Guardians 2 out of 3. So again, got to take care of business tonight with Boston. Going ahead a little bit because we still have the NHL and the NBA finals going on. June the 30th, I believe, you are able to start negotiating with free agents in the NBA and coming to agreement where I think the official contract could be signed on July the 5th. So NBA free agency starting, and then NHL free agency starting July the 1st. So Bulls and Blackhawks, my basketball, my hockey team, got to make a few moves. Blackhawks, I feel like, are on the rise, even though the record didn't show it last year. Several reasons for that. More because we didn't get some of the younger guys, the younger talent up earlier in the season. They kind of came up as the season was going on. But there is some talent on both of these teams. We'll see what the Bulls do. If they finally move Vucevic, which I really like Vucevic. The only thing you could hate on Vucevic, I think, is his on-the-ball defense. The guy rebounds well. He scores well. He passes well. He's a good player, man, overall. You definitely worth $20 million a year. The guy's a borderline Hall of Fame player. I mean, multiple-time All-Star. So if we keep Vucevic for last year's contract, I'd be okay with it. If we trade him, we'll see what we can get. We'll see what happens. I don't know. That's the one that's being rumored still. Of course, Josh Giddey, bringing him back. He's a restricted free agent. I'm sure they will bring him back. Kobe White needs to stay. Io Dunsumu. We got some good players, man. I mean, you just got to keep staying healthy. Patrick Williams, I still think, has potential. He's a young kid. He needs more minutes. He needs more shots. Modest Buzelis, I think we hit one there. He's going to be a really good one. I'm talking the Bulls, Blackhawks, I'm going back and forth. So anyway, free agency coming up, something I'm looking forward to. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'll be back next week with more Shane's Views. See ya.